The North Korea threat in focus on Capitol Hill this morning. In just a few hours, President Trump will meet with the Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, and the Secretary of Defense, James Mattis, amid concerns that North Korea is preparing for another missile test. Experts say that the Kim Jong-un regime is readying to launch a launch to coincide with today's anniversary of the nation's founding party. Now, yesterday, Secretary Mattis told the Army to stand ready in case diplomacy fails.
It is right now a diplomatically led, economic sanctioned, buttressed effort to try to turn North Korea off this path. Now, what does the future hold? Neither you nor I can say. So there's one thing the U.S. Army can do, and that is you have got to be ready to ensure that we have military options that our president can employ if needed.
Joining me right now is the Fox News military analyst, General Jack Keane. General, wow, that was some frightening comments there. The threat of a nuclear attack from North Korea, especially concerning in the Pacific. According to Hawaii News Now, the University of Hawaii recently sent students an email with an ominous headline. It said, in the event of a nuclear attack, it said in part, quote, in light of concerns about North Korea missile tests, state and federal agencies are providing information about nuclear threats and what to do in the unlikely event of a nuclear attack and radiation emergency. General Keane, your thoughts on this? How frightened should we be about this potential?
Well, first of all, I mean, it's obvious that the people who are living out in the Pacific that clearly are in range of the missiles that North Korea has right now and has already demonstrated that. I'm talking about Japan, Hawaii, Guam. There's a heightened awareness, certainly, in that part of the world, and understandably so. Listen, where we are right now, North Korea will probably continue to move towards more testing and possibly even another nuclear explosion until such time as the economic sanctions begin to get a stranglehold on them. And we're not there yet. We're in the early phases of that taking place. The main effort still, despite the rhetoric that's taken place from the president, what the president is trying to do is make sure that North Korea and China in particular understand that he is dead serious about the military option. And the fact that the Chinese president was in Mar-a-Lago when Assad conducted a chemical attack on his own people, and we responded almost immediately. It was the day after that took place that China's president agreed with us to do something about North Korea, and he has increased his commitment to do that. So the president keeps the rhetoric up about the military option because he wants people to know that I'm not Obama. I will use this if I have to, and he knows that by doing that, it strengthens his diplomatic effort. In other words, we're out there trying to get every single country that does business with North Korea to stop, and also get the Chinese. And the Chinese are shutting down their banks and doing business with North Korea. If that actually holds, and that is truly executed to the maximum, then we're going to have some significant economic impact here. Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned the infamous chocolate cake moment when the president told the president of China that he just sent missiles to Syria after he did that to his people. Do you think our Army is ready? I mean, General Keane, you and I have had this discussion before in terms of the readiness of the U.S. Navy, the fact that our military has been depleted. If push came to shove and we had to send military in there, are we ready?
We will be challenged. There'll be no doubt about it. We've been talking about this for some time now, you know, about the readiness rate of our airplanes. They're at 40, 50, 60%, depending on the service. We've seen what's happening with our ships being deployed so much that they can't even avoid a major tanker at night in open sea. And we know for a fact that the Army has come forward this year and said that they only had 3 Army brigades that were ready now. In other words, combat ready to go to war. So, yeah, we have problems. It doesn't mean we couldn't win a war against North Korea. We could. We don't want to have to fight that war. What that would mean is North Korea would invade, we would stop that invasion with the South Korean military, and then we would conduct a counteroffensive with air power and take down the North Korean regime. That would produce lots of casualties, lots of civilian casualties, something we want to avoid. But Mattis clearly is sending a signal to the Army leadership who are all in attendance at this Army convention, and also publicly, that, listen, we don't want this option, but we are prepared to execute it.
Right, and they have to say that, by the way. General, it's good to see you, sir. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good talking to you, Marie.
As always, General Jack Keane joining us there.